Hello, I miss you guys so much. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are staying safe and that you are healthy. And I hope that you're enjoying some of this time at home with your family. For this week's art, all of our grade levels, kindergarten all the way up through sixth grade, everybody is doing art that is inspired by Charley Harper. Charley Harper is an artist who did most of his artwork living in Ohio, so that's pretty cool. But every single person is doing artwork that is about Charley Harper or kind of is something that comes from him. So if you have a sibling that you maybe want to work on this together, or maybe you and your family want to do this together, that could be kind of fun, especially since everything is very similar. All of them are a little bit different, but the same type of thing. So this week, we are looking at art and nature, and we're going to kind of talk about how we can draw those things in a way that's not too complicated. So to get us started, we're going to look at a couple artworks by Charley Harper. So Charley Harper painted nature and nature posters for magazines. He made posters for parks and a lot of other groups that were specifically looking at wildlife and how they could improve those kinds of things. So Charley Harper had a really big impact on the environment. He would break his drawings down. He would look at an animal and break those things down into smaller shapes and more simple lines. So when we look at these artworks that are right here, these are all artworks by Charley Harper. So he did not only do birds and bugs, but birds are his biggest thing that he drew. That's what our lesson is going to focus on for this week. So we're going to be drawing birds. When we look at these, we see, especially this bird right here, this bird looks pretty simple to draw because it's very simple shapes. So what kind of shapes do you see here in this one right here? Obviously a ton of circles. Not only is the bird's head a circle, but the background is circles as well. And then we actually see some of these heads repeated in the background. Then when we look at this, we see that the body is just kind of like an oval or maybe a raindrop shape. But when we look at this, we see that it's pretty simple. It's not a lot of detail. There are not a lot of lines. It's just some shapes. Same thing over here. We see circles, we see an oval, and we see some lines. That's it. Those are the bugs that he drew. Up here, this one is obviously a little bit more complicated, but still not too bad. We see this shape right here. What shape does his head kind of look like? It kind of looks like a triangle. This piece and his head right here, they're not perfect triangles, right? Because they don't have that straight line. To be a triangle, it needs to have straight lines, but this is still pretty close. Another oval here, some simple lines for the legs. Look at those legs. He doesn't even have any feet, but we still know that they're his legs. This beak, triangles, his eye, a circle. So everything here is very basic. He also drew a lot of animals. He actually did paintings, but obviously when we're painting, we need to draw first. So I'm just going to say drawing just to make things simple. So we saw this one already on the page before, but we see these bugs, these ladybugs here, once again, are just circles, lots and lots of birds. Birds filling this one. This is actually one of his most famous right here. We see this bird here. This bird is actually, let me see if I can make this a little bigger for you to see. This bird, when we look at it, has just stripes on it, but we know that it's a bird. So once again, very basic, simple shapes, and I'm going to show you how to do all of this today. One of the things that he painted the most, remember, Charley Harper was doing most of his artwork in Ohio. One of the things he painted a lot of is cardinals. When we see things that are made by Charley Harper, when we see maybe a poster or a calendar, or maybe these things are on a t-shirt or a tote bag or maybe pins, this right here is usually what we see. Why would why would he paint so many cardinals? I want you to think about that. Think about an answer of why would Charley Harper paint so many cardinals? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it, a few seconds to talk about it. Why would he make cardinals? So remember, Charley Harper was in Ohio when he was making his art. Have you ever looked outside, or have you ever been outside and seen one of the red cardinals outside? There are a lot of them in Ohio. There are a lot of cardinals. I went on a walk about a week ago and saw so many cardinals at this park. I think I saw like 5 different cardinals just in one park alone. Well, cardinals are the Ohio state bird. Charley Harper was making art in Ohio, so that's why he would use the cardinal as his subject, as the focus of his painting, because they were around all over the place and they're Ohio state birds. So that's why he would do so many cardinals. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to draw birds like Charley Harper. It's not going to be in this video. This is just explaining everything. And the next thing that you're going to click on your Google assignments is going to be some slides. That's pictures like last week that will show you the steps on how to kind of draw and put together your own bird. So we're going to look at that in the next slide. But first, before we get to that, I just wanted to show you some artworks of actual birds that Charley Harper has made so you can kind of see what this is going to look like. So obviously we looked at the cardinals, we looked at the birds here, we looked at the birds on this first slide as well, but these ones are very specifically birds only. So we see an owl right here. Do you think you guys can do this? This is pretty basic shapes. I'm going to show you how to do this, but we see triangles, circles, and straight lines. Some shapes right here that kind of look like macaroni noodles, triangles, and that's it. Right here, we see this bird shape. I'm going to show you how to draw that bird shape, don't worry. And then these wings, just made out of lines and triangles. We see this duck. This is actually one of my favorites. I think it's really pretty. The colors are really pretty on it. These baby ducks, the ducklings, just circles, pretty much all circles except for the wings. And then we see the head of the duck here, just rectangles, lines, and some squares. So I'm going to show you how to break those down into those simpler shapes. We see this one right here. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Move it. There we go. I'm going to encourage you to put some things around your birds. Oh, I did not even notice this praying mantis right here. That's actually really cool. We are going to be putting things around our birds, but they don't have to be super complicated. This right here, just some leaves made using ovals. So think about those things as we're getting started. I'm going to get these things put back. Next, you're going to click on the next Google Slides in your assignment. It's going to say something like how to draw birds like Charley Harper. So make sure you click on that next. That's going to show you how to actually draw what we're drawing this week. Do not forget to upload a picture. I cannot grade your artwork unless I see what your artwork is. So please make sure you're just taking a picture. You're actually going to draw on a piece of paper. You're going to take a picture of that. You can take a picture on a phone. You can take a picture using your Chromebook. And then you're just going to put that picture in your comment. Okay, so if you have any questions on that, let me know. There's also something in our Google Classroom that says how to upload photos. So take a look at that. There's some videos there that shows you how to do that as well. So I cannot wait to see what you guys make. And I will talk to you next week. Have a good day.